Guys, and welcome to the Tim Sports Talk. We have Thursday night football recap. It is the Indianapolis Colts versus the Tennessee Titans, and it is the classic tale of two halves. Let me tell you, it was a really, really good game. Hold on a second. Really good game in the first half. You had a 17-13 score. Titans were up. You had back and forth. Titans took a lead 7-0. Then the Colts answered to make it back to 10-10. Field goal and a touchdown before half. You had a crazy situation where Phillip Rivers actually takes a really bad sack right before the half with no timeouts, but yet somehow gets the spike off with 1 second left, and they get the field goal, making it 17-13. But then the second half came. And the Titans looked like they were going to be okay. They actually had the lead with 5 minutes left in the third quarter, 17-13. By the time it was 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, they were down 34-17. What a swing. In 10 minutes of game time, they were all of a sudden down by, they were getting doubled up on. You had a shanked punt by the punter, bad. Ended up on the 27-yard line of the Titans for the Colts, setting up. They only had 27 yards to go, easily get a touchdown, and that came right after a goal line stop, too. He gets a little space, unfortunately shanks the punt, but they punch it in that time for the Colts, too. Then after the next possession, they get a blocked punt, and the dude just blocked the outside guy instead of the inside guy, and the inside guy had a free. His name was Speed, just used his speed to easily block that punt, and perfect scoop and score. What a play. Then you had a missed field goal by Gostkowski, which they had a huge holding call on the left or the right tackle, I believe it was, and Henry had just ran it for 12 yards, got him within the 5-yard line, but nope, ends up being a holding penalty, move him back, missed field goal, and then that turns into another touchdown for the Colts, all within 10 minutes of game, and that ends up being your final score, 34-17. The Titans couldn't really do anything after that. The Colts defense is pretty solid, but they got really fortunate with that blocked punt and shank because Derrick Henry was coming. They were feeding him the ball, but then all of a sudden they were down 17 and they couldn't do it anymore. But he ended the day with, it was 19 carries, 103 yards, over 5 yards a carry. He was rumbling and bumbling, let me tell you. And he was doing his Derrick Henry thing there in the fourth quarter. And so that was very fortunate for the Colts to have that swing, because then it took Derrick Henry out of the game, and that's what Derrick Henry does. He comes in the fourth quarter after you're tired, after you're worn down, and he uses that huge body, huge frame, and just beats the heck out of you. But they couldn't use it because they were down 17. What's up? Dominic Montano's here. What's up, man? Dominic, honestly, we are going to get the brains blown out by the Lions on Sunday, talking skins. Yep. But no, let's stick here with this game. Phillip Rivers, 29 for 39, 308 yards and a touchdown. He looked pretty decent. I haven't watched much of him, to be honest, because they haven't played in primetime yet since he's moved to the Colts. And I know that he had a rough season last year for the Chargers, but it was nice to see him with that weird throwing motion he's always had. Just real quick, this guy, DeMichael Harris, I've heard good things about him, but he only had one catch, but it was a big catch. It was on the 2-minute drive right before the half, and it was a 3rd and 4, and it was a pretty big deal because they wanted to try to get points before the half, and Phillip Rivers just trusted him, floated the ball up to him, and he made a beautiful. It actually ends up getting hit, loses it, bobbles, and then catches it anyway. But that was the one play, and it was very interesting. Michael Pittman Jr., dude, 7 catches, 101 yards. He really showed up big today for Phillip Rivers. That was the leading receiver for the Colts. Corey Davis was the leading receiver for the Titans. 5 catches, 67 yards, and it was very unfortunate to hear that his brother died. I believe it was kidney cancer on Wednesday. So they had a shot of him tearing up before the game, wanting to play for his brother. So he had the best day of the Titans, but unfortunately his Titans did not play well enough. I was actually surprised by the outcome of the game. Yeah, I was playing some games earlier with one of my buddies, and I asked who he thought he was going to win the game, and he said Titans definitively. And I was like, I don't know, dude. The Colts actually are playing pretty dang decent right now, and so I was not surprised by the result. I thought it was going to be a good game. I thought it may have been a little bit closer than that. That 10-minute swing surprised me, let me tell you that. But the Colts are actually a pretty solid team. They have a good defense. They're number one in fantasy right now on defense. So really good defensive team. And they still have Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers, he's old, but he was always a really good quarterback. He just couldn't ever win it all. So we'll see what it comes out in the playoffs if he can actually show up. So here. Man, I had Jonnu Smith. But he had a great play. This one play and the 1 yard line, everybody thought the ball was going to Derrick Henry. Everybody thought it was going to Derrick Henry. You have a 250-pound running back. You put Jonnu Smith in motion from left to right, and you have a big power O formation. Oh, this is Derrick Henry's ball all the way. They call hike. The running play goes, everybody goes to the right, and the guy they put in motion, Jonnu Smith, actually comes back from right to left, takes the handoff, scores an easy walk-in touchdown. Really great play design. Knowing your personnel, knowing what the other team wants to do to you, and it's like, Derrick Henry, he's getting this ball. He's a fantastic runner, goal line runner. This is what he lives for. But nope, they hand it off to Jonnu Smith, and it was a beautifully well-designed play by the OC. It was fun to see the rookie. This is the first time I saw Jordan Taylor as the rookie, and he actually does have some skills, but tonight, it seemed like no matter, like when he was in the game, Tennessee was playing the run. They were like, no, we are not letting Jonathan Taylor beat us, because whenever he had the ball in the backfield, it seemed like 2 or 3 guys were there to meet him every single time. Meanwhile, Nyheim Hines, on the other hand, the other running back, whenever he got the ball, it's like they thought pass or something, because he had wide open holes to run through. He ended the day with 12 carries, 70 yards, and a touchdown, Nyheim Hines did. Meanwhile, Taylor had 7 carries for 12 yards, not even 20. 12 yards on the day. You saw a little bit of the talent there in some of the pass plays. He had 2 catches for 25 yards, and he had a nice truck stick used. Jordan Taylor did. And you could see that he does have the skill set to be a running back, and I know he's had stats in other games. I have him in one of my fantasy leagues. But tonight, the Titans were just, no. Jonathan Taylor, that rookie, is not going to beat us tonight, because when he was in the game, they rushed big time on those guys. So, very interesting to see for Nyheim Hines. Yeah, Jordan Wilkins, he didn't have a great day. 8 carries, 28 yards. But, yeah, it's just all that 10-minute stretch decided this game. That's an amazing thing. And, yeah, just to go over it again, a shanked punt, absolutely critical. It ended up only on the 27-yard line. That's as bad as a punt can get. Like, that's horrible. I've never seen a punt, that wasn't blocked do worse than that. Have starting field position on the 27-yard line after a punt? I mean, that's got to be close to I don't know what the record is on a non-blocked punt, but shoot, especially that went out of bounds. I guess I'm putting too many qualifiers out there now, but you get the point. Like, that's a huge way to start your drive, is already on the 27-yard line after a punt that wasn't blocked. And then the very next one was blocked. Unbelievable. Very interesting game. Let's see here. What else did I have on here? This was a weird play to me. It was in the first half, and Ryan Tannehill used the hard count to get him to jump on sides, which it worked. But the play design was a run play. They were in shotgun. He hands it off to Derrick Henry. He gets like 3 yards. It ends up getting canceled out because they obviously want the 5-yard penalty and keeping the down. But why use a hard count when you're planning on running the ball on 1st down and 10? Like, Aaron Rodgers will use the hard count, but his goal to get you to jump is so that he can have a free shot at the end zone. Like, if you jump, I'm looking straight to Davante Adams, and I'm just chucking the ball up in the air and seeing what happens. Like, that's what a hard count would be meant for. Or you have the hard count, obviously, in like a 3rd and short situation where you use the hard count trying to jump offside so you don't even have to call the play and you get the first down. Like, that makes sense as well. But you have a 1st and 10 call, and you use the hard count, you get them to jump off sides, but then you just hand the ball off. Like, that doesn't help you. If anything, that hurts you because you just allowed the defensive line to get a jump on your offensive line. So of course you're not going to get a big play. They already have the jump. Like, it's just really odd, weird thing that Ryan Tannehill would have used the hard count. I wonder if he has the decision to use the hard count. I know that's what we did when I played football in college. Is basically it was at the quarterback's discretion of what count to go on. And, the OC called the play, but the quarterback had to decide the count. So why would Ryan Tannehill use the hard count on 1st and 10 when it's a run play call? That just seems very odd to me. Let's see. Anything else in my notes? Oh, yeah. The Jacoby Brissett easy touchdown. What in the world defense was that for Jacoby Brissett? They left the middle wide open. Literally, the one defensive tackle was over, shading the guard in the center on the right side. Then the other one is all the way over on the, over top of the guard. There's literally a 4 or 5 foot gap between the defensive tackles right there for Jacoby Brissett to run it in. Easy touchdown. Ryan Kelly, the center for the Colts, literally just went left, and they were able to shield off the guy on the right, parted like the Red Sea, and the linebacker couldn't get there in time because he was 4 yards back. Why? Tennessee's actually a really good defensive team. Why in the world was that called on I think it was a 2nd and 1 or something? You just gave the end zone to the quarterback. Very, very weird. Very, very strange. But that is all I got for today's game. And thank you for those of you who joined me. Thank you for those of you who are watching. Please subscribe to the channel. We do this after every primetime game, every Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday night. I also go live after my Skins play, talk about some skins, and we do a Skins in the Game show live on Wednesdays. The last one went crazy, so bad because the freaking YouTube decided to go down, so I had to stop and restart the stream 4 times. I didn't even post it. I just... So me and my dad had fun with that one. But thank you guys, and doesn't look like we have any comments today, so no worries. Until next time, that's fine. I actually got some stuff to do before tonight. I got work in the morning, so until next time.